So listen, it is 2023 and it is time to stop messing around and get your life together. And that's why in this video, I'm gonna run through the 7 best ways to make $10,000 a month in 2023. Now you need to understand that picking the wrong model will absolutely obliterate your chances of any success. And not only choosing the wrong model, but choosing the wrong strategy that surrounds that model. And this holds very, very true with the first way that I'm gonna suggest, which is dropshipping. Now, historically, I have never been a fan of dropshipping over the years.
For the most part, I think it's a dying model, and I think 90% of dropshippers are gonna die. This is just me, this is my opinion. You know, I could be completely wrong.
And that is because when you are first starting out in business, it is all about offense and defense. It's about choosing business models where the risk to reward ratio is in your favor. And I've seen it time and time again over the past few years where people will spend $2,000, $3,000, $5,000, hell, even $10,000 on ads, just putting more money into ads, trying to find a winning product, and it just doesn't work. Now, the beauty is in 2023, you can use free traffic sources like TikTok, Reels, even YouTube Shorts, and you can use these in order to validate your product. When it comes to dropshipping, the most important thing, you know, everyone thinks the most important thing is having a fancy headline or fancy creative or all of this, when no, the most important thing is product selection. Finding the right product, and not only finding the right product, but in the right timing. Because listen, in the same way, I think it was 2014 or 2015, fidget spinners were the craze. I remember all of my friends, they all rocked up to school, they all had fidget spinners, they all ended up getting confiscated because they would just play around with it in class and stuff like that. So if you found that product back then, well then, you'd be doing pretty well. Whereas these days, that's just no longer a winning product. So it is totally okay to constantly be chopping, changing, finding new winning products, just as long as you are not pouring money down the drain with ads, which is why in 2023, I would recommend it as a viable business model. Now, before we get into the next method, just a heads up, I can't really go that much into detail here. I'm trying to keep this video short, concise, and compact, but I actually released a video where I went through the 7 to 8 most popular business models. And I basically locked myself in a room and compared the pros and cons. And I used a formula and an equation to basically rank which one was the best. So I'll leave that as the first link in the description. I strongly recommend you check out that video once you're done with this one. Now, the next way to make $10,000 a month in 2023 is not for everyone. Not everyone is born a natural salesperson. So making it your full-time career and basically what you base your income off of isn't the wisest move. But if it doesn't scare you, or you have a natural propensity to it, well then becoming a high ticket closer is a very, very lucrative way to make money. Ladies and gentlemen, there are solar companies out there that need salespeople. There are agencies out there that need salespeople. Hell, there's even software companies out there that need salespeople. At my company, Agency Flow, we have sales reps making $10,000 a month because they basically speak and sell to some of our enterprise clients, some of the clients that have the more expensive plans, and in turn for representing our company and educating prospects on our solution and our offer, they get paid a commission. And the beauty of this is you can pretty much work from anywhere. Now, I will say there are certain countries where you may be at a disadvantage for some companies. For example, I'll be honest, we don't really like to look for remote salespeople in Australia just because it's a bit of a tough time zone. But then again, there's plenty of sales roles within Australia, New Zealand, that sort of time zone that are specifically looking for people there. So you can work from anywhere in the world. And the beauty of it is that majority of the world's billionaires actually started off in some form of sales. And that makes sense. And I truly believe sales is something that everyone should learn to some extent. You don't need to make a career out of it, like I'm suggesting here, becoming a closer. But even if you get a rudimentary understanding of sales, it is something that will feed you for the rest of your life. The next way to make $10,000 a month is by creating a YouTube channel. Now, YouTube is not for everyone, but if you do it right, you can make a good living from AdSense. But the main thing here is strategy. Just understand that these days vlog channels don't really work. And you need to understand the CPM, which is basically how much you're getting paid for 1,000 views, is very, very low in some industries and a lot higher in other industries. So if you understand that, if you set your strategy correctly, if you understand how to make interesting, engaging content, have good titles, good thumbnails, keep the audience hooked, keep them interested, well then you can definitely make 2,000, 5,000, 10,000. I mean, obviously there's some people making even hundreds of thousands of dollars a month on YouTube, and even just a 5 to 10K a month income from YouTube is incredible, and I can speak from experience, it is more than possible. Now, moving on, we all have our unique skill sets. We all have those things that we've just been we've been enamored, we've been obsessed, we've been reading and studying about for as long as we can remember. And this is where online coaching becomes a very clear avenue to make $10,000 a month online. You know, there's some of you that have had horrible, crippling health issues, and because of that, you've had to learn about gut health, and you've spent years studying everything you can about gut microbiome and understanding autoimmune conditions and stuff like that. And if you've experienced that and you've helped yourself, well, then you can help other people too. Some of you guys are banging at Google Sheets. And trust me when I tell you, there are a lot of individuals and a lot of companies who are paying top dollar to get organizational help. Now, maybe you geek out and you're just really good at setting up home offices, setting up lighting, setting up smart systems in the house. You know, that's something I recently had to deal with when I moved into a new villa in Dubai. I cleared out one room as an office. I have to set up all the hue lights, the smart systems, the this, that, all of it. And if I had someone who I could literally just pay, send a photo of my room, and they could say, hey, you know, to make the background look nice while you're filming, do this and that and that, of course I'd pay for it. If I could have someone who would consult me on, hey, use this smart system and attach it to this and this and that, well, then they would get paid very handsomely because it helps me reclaim a lot of my time. So whatever it is that you have a keen interest in, the thing that you've been studying and learning about, just even in your free time, never even expecting to make any money, well, then you can make a very good income from that by helping coach other people online in 2023. Now, the next method I want to talk about is affiliate marketing. Some of you guys do not want to spend years and years and years developing a product, building a company behind it, risking your own money, everything that comes with being sort of a traditional entrepreneur. I'm not talking about sort of what I'm saying here, an online business owner and stuff like that, because that's kind of the easy world. And by the way, I'm speaking from experience. I started my first online business when I was 16. And I can tell you, starting an online cash flow business is by far the best thing. It's the best quality of life. It's what I would recommend to absolutely everyone. And for example, it's so much better than what I had to do later on in my journey when I was starting more sort of serious businesses, spending hundreds of thousands, sometimes even $1 million plus to just get the business off the ground in investment, having employees, complicated corporate structures, all of this stuff. So the point is, if you want to avoid all that and instead you just want to focus on helping sell a product or service or whatever it may be, well, then affiliate marketing is for you. Pretty much every company out there has an affiliate marketing program, even Amazon. So as long as you can get traffic from blogs, videos, maybe you even have a free Facebook group or a free Discord group where you help people, and then on the back end you recommend certain softwares. Well, if that is the case, well, then you can make a very good income from affiliate marketing. Now, I would definitely say out of all the affiliate offers out there, the best ones are softwares. There's actually a software out there where I make $20,000 a week because I mentioned it in one YouTube video like 2 years ago. I made a YouTube video reviewing the software platform. So I used video as my medium to deliver that. But let's say I had a blog post reviewing it, and every single year I made an updated review of that software. Well, then once again, the real beauty of becoming an affiliate for a software is that it is monthly recurring income, right? The software company, if they're good and they have a good affiliate program, should pay you month in and month out. Now, moving on, for some people, they like to be alone. They like to write. They like to be in solace, in peace, in silence, and they don't want to be in front of a camera. They don't want to be in front of the public eye. They just want to write and write and write. And this is really where you can start to get paid handsomely. So next thing I'm going to suggest to you is copywriting. And copywriting is the ability to sell to many people through written word. So rather than selling to just one person, for example, like being a high ticket sales closer, instead you can sell to many, many people through written word. You've got e-commerce companies, software companies, education companies, the list goes on and on. All of these companies have current existing customers or potential leads, and they've spent money to acquire these, and a lot of times they're just sitting there doing nothing. And if you can start doing email marketing for them, or even, for example, some copywriting for their Twitter page or whatever it may be, you can very easily, if they already have all of these leads and these customers just sitting there waiting, you can very easily bring them in an extra 20K in revenue from people who already know, like, and trust them. And then you can structure a deal where you take 10% of that. If you brought me $1 million, I would be very happy to give you 100,000 of that. And that's the exact same philosophy that these companies have. Now, let's say you brought in that company 20K and you took 10%, you have 2K for yourself. That's cool. That's 2K. Still very, very good side money. But let's say you get 3 or 4 of these clients. Now you're making a very good sizable income in 2023. And the best part is you never need to make your face public in the same way you would need to with coaching or YouTube or being a high ticket sales closer. Now, the last model I'm gonna suggest is my absolute favorite, and it's the business I ran for 6 years. It was the first business to make me a millionaire, and that allowed me the cash to eventually then go ahead and start my software company. And that is starting an online boutique marketing agency. In the first couple of years when I started my agency, I was basically a glorified contractor. I was an agency owner, but I was basically doing everything myself until one day I started to realize the biggest companies on earth, Uber, Airbnb, Expedia, they focus on the experience and they have someone else deliver the actual thing for them. And I looked at, and that's when I started to realize you need to apply the Expedia business model to an agency. So basically what you do is you use contractor arbitrage. In a lot of countries, making $300, $500, $800 per month per client is a lot of money. And the beautiful thing is you can sell to clients in France, England, US, and selling an actual business. I'm not talking about a personal trainer or a violin coach. I'm talking about like real actual businesses that have tens, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars a month in expenses and are always looking for new ways to get customers, whether that be through short form content, email marketing, sales, whatever it is. You can very easily sell to proper businesses for $1,500 a month, $2,000 a month, $2,500, $3K, upwards and onwards depending on the size of the company and how you structure the deal. But the point is there is an arbitrage there because you have very skilled, hungry, dedicated talent, for example, in Brazil, that will service that client for $600 and that client will very happily pay $2,000. And your main thing you need to do is just focus on getting clients and make sure that you're giving them the best agency experience possible. And if this sounds crazy to you, those massive agencies that make $100 million and have those swanky offices, do you know what they do? They get cheap interns, they get cheap people out of college that work for them, and then they charge 10x the markup to their clients. So you're basically doing the same thing that big agencies do, except you're doing it lean, you're doing it remote, and you're using the entire global landscape to find the best talent to service your clients. And this is really the model where sky is the limit. Yes, of course, you should aim for 10K a month, but you can hit the 20, 30, 50, really just however far you want to take that particular model. And my only recommendation to you is don't think the traditional just, hey, Facebook ads agency. Think about potentially a short form content agency. And the reason I say that is because a couple months ago, I was literally gonna pay an agency $20,000 a month to do my short form content for me. You've got a Discord moderation agency, a customer support agency, whatever service you feel as though the market or your specific industry that you want to get into needs, feel free to offer that. Don't be confined from just a Google ads or Facebook ads agency. You can really get very creative with it here. So ladies and gentlemen, those are 7 ideas. Now, once again, I strongly recommend you watch the video down below because it's basically going to zoom out and give you a much better picture of the current landscape. But I'm going to be honest with you, I have given you many options here and you can basically choose any of them. The most important thing is just pick one and do it. No more procrastination, and just understand that imperfect action is better than inaction. And on that note, I'm rooting for you and I'll see you in the next video.